I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us on Closing Arguments. This hour, we've got a major update in a case that we have been tracking, a case that we've been asking for your help in solving. It's a case involving newlyweds who were shot and killed in Moab, Utah. When I say that word Moab, you probably think of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. That's where we got that body cam footage of that couple when they were there. Coincidentally, right around the same time they were there, Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner were shot and killed. Now, Lauren Steinbrecher, great reporter with our affiliate KSTU in Salt Lake City, Utah, has more on this story for us tonight.
With positive vibes and nothing but joy in her smile, to Bridget Calvert, her niece Kylen Schulte was a ray of light.
Her having such a beautiful soul, to see it complemented with someone like Crystal, that they could really enjoy life and do it together.
Kylen and her wife, Crystal Turner, got married 4 months ago, loved living van life, and called the outdoors around Moab home. Many people knew the couple around town, which is why when the two were no-call, no-shows to work, it was clear something was wrong. The family, all out of state, say police searched, but it wasn't until an acquaintance drove out to the South Mesa area in the LaSalle Mountains that they discovered the horrifying news.
She was on the phone with my brother when she pulled up to the car. She looks at the site and sees a body and tells my brother that he sent a text that said it's Kylen and Crystal.
The Grand County Sheriff's Office confirmed the two women were shot and killed, they believe, by someone else.
The evidence that we've gathered at this time, that's what it's led us to believe was an isolated incident.
That's all they can say for now. Bridget explained how friends told them the couple mentioned a man creeping them out near their campsite.
Saturday that they met up with, they said they were going to go move. They were going to pack up and move their campsite. That it was like he was still creeping them out.
The family is hoping someone can help them find answers.
What is very uncomforting is that there 100% is a murderer on the loose.
A murderer who took two lives away, but the family says will never put out the light, the love of Kylen and Crystal.
We're going to let their love light shine, that they had the most beautiful love, and that light is not stopping.
Okay, folks, if you have any information on who killed Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner, pick up that phone, call the Grand County Sheriff's Office. This is an open case. No one has been arrested. That means there's a killer out there. 435-259-8115. 435-259-8115. Now, as I mentioned at the top, we've got some new information tonight, and this may very well focus the information that investigators need and who may be able to help find this killer tonight. Let's bring in our guests. Joining me tonight in Redlands, California, retired police commander, host of the Profiling Evil podcast, Mike King is with us. He is down there, bottom right. Also, in Salt Lake City, Utah, the private investigator hired by Kylen Schulte's family, Jason Jensen. He is right next to me. And with us in San Francisco, California, Kylen Schulte's father, Sean Paul, also with us. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being with us. Sean Paul, our deepest condolences to your family. We've been covering the story from the beginning, hoping to help you find an answer and get the justice, but really we feel so, our deepest, saddest condolences for you tonight. But I want to begin with your investigator, Jason Jensen, who folks are very familiar with on our show here. Jason, I understand there is some information tonight that makes this much more precise in where we are focusing our attention. What can you tell us about the murder of Kylen and Crystal tonight?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. I mean, for months now, we've been talking about a date range from the 12th to the 14th and really asking the public to, come forward with any video or anything they may have collected over that time period. But now we've had an update where we're more focused on just the late hour morning of the 14th, which was the Saturday of August, where what we're hearing, we've been hearing rumors for a while now that that there was, at 11:35 that morning, there were gunshots heard and screams. So we didn't know whether to accept that, to believe that or not. But this morning, from a more reliable source, closer to the case, we've heard that indeed that was what was being collected. So now what we want is anybody that was in the mountain, those Sal Mountains that day, specifically around the noon hour, they may have traveled by this guy, and maybe there was an erratic driver or somebody that cut him off, or something bizarre about another vehicle that was bizarre that caught their attention. Regardless if there's video or not, we would like them to come forward and describe the vehicle for us.
This is huge. Sean Paul, your thoughts tonight and looking for help from the public, and what type of information you are looking for.
Benny, thanks for doing such a great job of covering the case. I watch you all the time. I respect you and your show. Thanks for doing this. I do appreciate it. The family's kind of a little bit shocked to find out the timestamp today. Okay, that's news to us. So emotionally, it was a very trying day today for myself. As far as what we hope to gain from this new knowledge, it's to fine-tune our search criteria so that the millions of tourists that pass through Moab can fine-tune the time that they're trying to look for a vehicle or dash cam footage, etc. So, I had assumed this whole time for 6 months now that it happened in the middle of the night.
And now we know it was the middle of the day. Absolutely.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight. It's scary, and it's disturbing on many different levels. Jason Jensen, before I get to Mike King here, I know that you also shot some video for us as we take a look at it. Tell us what we're looking at, and again, remind folks who may be watching tonight what we are looking for. Let's take a look at that video. We'll roll that video, and you tell us what we're looking at. I think we have it. There we go. Go ahead,
Yes,
Jason.
This is drone footage from a Twitter account user that has been really close to the case, has been following along, doing a great job, really getting the word out there. His handle on Twitter is Del2000. And what this is actual aerial footage. In the lower right corner, we had just passed the actual crime scene. And this is just a skyward view of the surroundings. You can see that is the county road that travels nearby. And it really shows the mountainous, the really isolated nature of this case. And right here in the lower corner is where the crime actually occurred. So not much happens here. And now we're coming up to the main, the LaSalle Loop Road. This is the road that most of the travelers would be traveling on. There, for instance, is a camper going up towards Geyser Pass. And if you go to the right from here, would actually be to the Whispering Oaks Ranch, which is where a wedding on the day of the 14th was occurring. See, and this is another angle. This is as you come down towards the camp where that fifth well is about the location where Kylen and Crystal's Kia Sorrento was parked, and then just over to the left of there was their tent, and then to the right of that second clump grove of trees is where we believe that the creeper dude was camped at.
Mike King with us. He's not in Utah tonight, but that's where he usually is. He knows all these areas very, very well. Mike, your thoughts tonight about this new development, the time of day, 11:35 in the morning, this double homicide takes place. The significance of that to you, and do you think that could help the public in, hey, listen, oh, wait a minute, I was there around noon?
It absolutely can help the public in trying to go back and look at video that they might have in their vehicles, GoPros if they're out hiking, or folks like this drone pilot who happened to be up catching information. Now, the thing that's really interesting to me, and Jason is to be credited for really bird dogging this thing, is that 11 o'clock in the morning is something that would be more significant because of the organizational level of a crime like this. And of course, the way that that crime scene looked and some of the things that we've been able to see and talk about would really suggest that it was a pretty disorganized crime scene. Things fell apart pretty quickly, and what happened didn't fit this fantasy that the predator had in mind when all of this happened. What this is going to really mean for us in the community is that this offender most likely left the area in a disorganized manner, probably really driving quickly, erratically. One of the things I noticed in Jason's video was that there looked like there were good cell towers in the area, so I suspect that there was good broadband connectivity that might be helpful in also being able to capture and share. So the question is, will people go back and re-examine, if they were there on the 14th, all of their video, their home photos and video, and see if they come up with something that just kind of gives them a little bit of an itch? And if so, turn it over to the sheriff's office.
And everybody who was at that wedding, please check your phones, make the call. You may have seen something. I want to go back to Sean Paul. Sean, explain, and this is what I ask a lot of family members to do in this part of the program, but I think it's important. Explain to folks watching tonight what it would mean for you to get that answer, that someone tonight maybe goes through their photos, their videos on their phone, and they see something, and they find something, and they make that call that helps catch a killer.
I can't put it in words, Vinny. I cannot put it in words how much it would help me start to be able to move forward. This is 6 months of torture. It's every day I have to relive this. If someone came forward and said, oh, heck, at high noon on Saturday, there was this guy, I thought maybe he was on his cell phone and he was looking at his cell and he almost ran me off the road, and he describes a vehicle to someone who just kind of stuck out in their mind that, wow, right about high noon, geez, we were going up the mountain to go goof up at Warner Lake, and we saw a car come around the corner, pretty crazy. Well, what was that car? I mean, it would mean the world to me. I can't even tell you, Vinny. I can't express to you how much that would do for me and the families.
For those of us who never met Kylen, we've seen the amazing pictures from what must have been a really amazing day for her. Tell us a little bit about her. And
You mean the pictures from the wedding?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Kylen was great. She was really sweet. She was very attentive. Kylen was a professional at listening. She actually paid attention to what people were telling her, and then she recalled it. So she was a treat to visit with. Crystal and her had an incredible relationship. They really blossomed together. The two of them combined ended up with the strength and power of three people. It's amazing to see this kind of a relationship. For me, I can only compare it to my parents, but I mean, Kylen and Crystal's love is something that you only see it once in a lifetime. Definitely it was short-lived, but it was a super bright light that, we hope it won't go out.
Mike King, the host of Profiling Evil, and I bring that up because it could only be evil that would do what was done that day. Broad daylight to take the lives of these two women who just get married. They're living an adventurous life. I mean, you can tell how happy they were. And then living, it was the first time I was introduced to the van life, that, hey, you don't have to live a traditional life like everyone does. They wake up, go to work, and do all that. But, you're in touch with nature. And to take that away, this is someone that is out there now today, and from my perspective, is extremely dangerous as they come.
Oh, holy cow, I have to agree. And it is so important that the community, especially the community around that market, the McDonald's, that hiking area and that camping area, really think about the personalities they were coming across, because this is an individual who is really angry, for one thing. I mean, this was very personal. It was over the top in the assault itself. And there's a level of anger there, Vinny, whether it has something to do with the same-sex relationship, or something to do with the environment that they're in, or mental illness, or drug-induced. As law enforcement picks this thing apart, they're going to come up with those little interesting pieces of information that help them as they look at this broad pool of possible suspects that I hope they have. And as they look at the behavior that was used in the commission of this crime, the way in which it was committed, the location, the level of organization, like I talked about earlier, I think what we'll see is that kind of like a gold panner sifting for gold, that as they sift through the behavior and the physical and forensic evidence, that someone will rise to the top. But without the public stepping in on this one, it's going to be a really tough challenge.
All right. Mike King, I know you're staying with us. Sean, Paul, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with your family. And and Jason knows, we are going to stay on the story and keep a spotlight on it until you get the answers and the justice.
Thank you.
That your family deserves. Jason Jensen, always thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it.